Hello and welcome back to Castle Doctrine. It's been a bit of time since I last recorded an episode of this. The game has gone through two new versions. First, version 6, which added a slew of new features, and now version 7, which has addressed some bugs and optimized some of the new features that were added. Things have changed an awful lot. Now, the reason why I haven't uploaded a video in a little while is when version 6 came along, unfortunately, it came along with a server wipe. I was halfway through, well, rather 3/4 of the way through building a house, which I was quite proud of. One of the first designs that I've sat down and actually thought of before trying to put it together. Had a little bit of a trick. I'm not going to go into the details or post any of that footage because I'm hoping that I can actually recreate some of that trap in the new version. So it may be a little while before you get to see what I was doing there. But since the new versions have come along and a complete wipe of everything was put through, which I agree with, honestly, the developer decided that as a lot of the wealth of the game kind of resided in a couple of unsolvable houses right at the top of the list, the only way to really reset the world and make it playable for everyone, including the new features, was literally to reset the world. So you can't complain too much about that, but it did leave a bit of a sour taste in my mouth after a lot of work went by the wayside, especially because in the sort of last days of version 5 the game became quite difficult, primarily because of changes in the way salaries were used. Specifically, salaries weren't paid out except if your house hadn't been burgled. So there was like very, very little money left. And what was there would just slowly get siphoned into the big unsolvable combination lock houses. So towards the end, just before the actual wipe, I was spending an hour or 2 hours just robbing houses for $200 with the odd $500 house or something here and there where someone had just started, built up a trap and was out burgling themselves. And occasionally I'd managed to get that. So building my trap was painstakingly slow, which is part of the reason why I was a bit frustrated. It had taken me a very long time to get what I'd done built. But that is all water under the bridge. We have a new family, a new version of the game, and I'm going to go over a little bit of the new features, and then I'm going to go out and do some robbery, maybe 1 or 2 videos of robbery, just so that we can learn how everything works. Because I think that will vastly improve our chances of making a good house, is understanding from the robber's perspective what makes a difficult house to solve. And there are some really, really big changes that I'll cover shortly. First, this is our family: Jennifer, Anna, and Eddie. One of the big changes that has come in is something I have been desperately wanting, and that is a way to finally make your family safe. Let me show you. So, we're a burglar. We're in here, wandering around. But you know what? Even though the family's just there, they're not coming. I know. I was overjoyed when this was added in. From now on, a family will not start to flee until they see the burglar. So if your family is somewhere deep in a maze, they still need a clear path. You still need to make it accessible. But if they're, way back somewhere, perhaps behind some pit bulls, you never know. I mean, guard dogs now can actually be guard dogs and protect your family. If they're somewhere else, then the robber can just dance back and forth for all he wants. He can have a little foxtrot, one-person foxtrot, I guess, or I don't know, maybe Zumba, maybe get fit. But the family will not come until he has seen them. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they got a glimpse of me when I got nearby. So you're making a run for it. Now my son should move. No, it's not moving. There we go. So they're on the move now. It looks like, I didn't realize this, but individual family members will not start running until they have themselves been seen. But there is a catch for that. Also, yay, I can no longer kill myself by accident. I have to confirm first. How awesome is that? But while reading the changelogs for version 7, noticed that apparently if one of your children is murdered, the mother will rush to their body. Won't try to flee. She will rush to their body. I think that is both a nice addition and heartbreakingly sad as well. She will just kind of mourn the dead child, as should the father when he returns home. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they still stick them in tiny little electrified boxes in hopes that they will be murdered so they don't have to make a clear path, those monsters. But yes, finally, the family has had an AI update, and I think it has been long overdue, and I think it will greatly increase their survivability. It is now possible to protect your family. The other thing you'll notice is this. This is a fresh house. We start with $6,000. Wow. You can do some really interesting stuff with that, but there is probably a very good reason for that, and I'll cover that once we actually go out robbing. First, let's have a look at a couple of new tiles. We've got horizontal wiring and vertical wiring, so you can actually lay these wires. They won't pass power between them, so that's quite cool. You can be a little bit more intricate now with your wiring. I think there was something else. Ah, yes, indicator lights. Now, I quite like this. That is the only new thing, though. But if you've got an indicator light, let me just do a quick show for you. You no longer need to have metal grates visible in order to know whether something's wired or not. Instead, you can do this. We'll put that there. It still needs to have a corner, unfortunately. And this there, and we'll have a switch. Where are you, switch? We'll put that switch there. Now, if we come up here, as you notice, that tile is lit. That one isn't. If I switch that on, that one lights. I think that's quite nice. It means that you could probably do some pretty interesting stuff. I imagine there are already people who have made clocks or counters in the game. It seems that if any game ever adds wiring or anything even resembling wiring, someone will try to make logic circuits with it. And I approve. I approved of that when it was into a fortress using gears and water, and I approve of it in Minecraft as well. Let your creative juices flow and design obnoxiously complex computing systems out of the simplest components you can find. Make them do interesting things. Though, I don't think anyone's going to be making a game within a game in Castle Doctrine. I could be wrong. They might. They might do some sort of Connect 4 or something crazy. And if they do, I am going to be extremely impressed. And I will... I was going to say sing their praises, but I'm not going to sing. I will enthusiastically speak their praises. Now, other than that, have there been any new backpack items? I don't think there are. Still the same old stuff we had before, though there are a few new things you can do. I think you can go into sell mode and you can sell half to try and get rid of part of a stack. I know certainly that when I was playing before, sometimes you would accrue huge amounts of water or drugged meat. And just clicking on sell constantly was a little bit annoying. So now we've got sell half. Boom, there it goes. Now, outside of that, let's have a quick look. I think we've more or less covered the big changes, at least in the design phase. We're going to encounter some pretty huge ones outside. Now, let me just get some crowbars and some drugged meat. Actually, we'll take some water as well. But if you're clever, you won't need any tools to rob a place. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. Let's go and show you what I mean. Now, I think I mentioned something like this before, though it may have been in one of the recordings of the house that unfortunately got wiped. So, you can view your security tapes now, as before, but I'll quickly return to our house. Oh, there isn't there. But you can actually view your security tapes if there's anything happened, which is quite nice, so you don't have to leave your house vulnerable to have a look at who broke your house and how they did it in order to try and fix that problem. But, as you can see, there are, well, lots of people who are going to have no money. And not so many people who are going to have stupid amounts of money. You're going to have fairly shorter lists in regards to high-value homes. And the reason for that is this. View blueprint. You can also ignore houses now, which is actually quite nice. So, for example, in the previous episodes, when I've been out looking for a house to rob, I've been looking for ones that haven't been boring, like with a stupidly complex set of magic dances or combination lock. But I've repeatedly gone back to the same house because it's kind of hard to remember all these names. I'm not good with names anyway. But you can now ignore a house. So I'll just quickly ignore you. There we go. I'm not going to see Harold's house now until it's changed. That's a little bit unfortunate. I'm sorry, Harold, but I needed to show someone's house getting ignored. No matter where I go in the list, even if I leave and come back to the game, it's not going to show up until significant changes have happened to its design. Then it'll be back on the list. But finally, the part that everyone's been wanting. There we go. We have got blueprints. They are free. You can get them for any house. As we can see, parents' room, child's room, child's room. So I think the children, it's interesting they've got Chihuahua icons. That's a little bit odd. Or gremlin icons. Are they trying to say something? I think they might be. But it's interesting they've got these little tiles because they're not really rooms. They're just where the person is standing. But you can see where they are. You can see everything. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 9 pit bulls. Well done. You're protecting your family by putting a lot of dogs in between the family and where you're going to be, where you can see you. And there's a little smiley face. I imagine we're going to see a lot of art in the blueprints as a result of this. Now, when the changes first came out, I started looking through blueprints, but all of the houses were stupidly done. It was still just lots of combination locks. So there wasn't much to do with that just yet. But now it looks kind of interesting. I like that. Smiley face and frowny face. But as you can see, I can look at the whole house. There's nothing that's hidden from me. I think the state of things is also shown. So this is an off switch by default. I can see everything. Now, I'm unsure whether I appreciate this particular setup or not, if I'm perfectly honest. Primarily because I worry that this is now going to make it a bit too easy. There's a sticking pressure switch and the Chihuahua start on it. So you need to break that. But you can basically now just look at everything. With enough time, there should be no reason for you to ever need tools, because if you just spend time looking at the blueprint, you will be able to see exactly how to solve it. I mean, there's certainly an art to interpreting all of this, but once you've got your way around it, it shouldn't be too difficult to solve. So I'm wondering really if the same sort of fun that existed in the game for me before is going to be there. Making clever traps that... You know, I've never really liked combination locks, but I liked making things where you had to do a bit of repetition here and there. Jason has said that with the blueprints, puzzles will still be viable, but I'm wondering if they really will be. Looking at this, I'm not going to try and puzzle this one out, especially not on camera. I mean, if I were going to attack this, I would pause the recording. I would spend, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes maybe trying to work out everything I would need to do, what buttons I would need to press, where I would need to walk. I mean, there's pit bulls over here. So something definitely needs to be done in a very specific way. But yeah, I am probably not going to do that. But on the plus side, you know, family, kept safe. That's awesome. Now, I'm not going to rob that house. And it's got 48 grand there for a reason. Let's have a look at some of the others. This one's been robbed 14 times and has killed 7 people. Let's check you out. What can you do? There's a cat. And there's... Oh, wow. It actually shows whether they've been clubbed and things like that. That's actually pretty interesting. Child's room. No, children's room, parents' room. Where's the family? I don't see them. That's kind of interesting. Sticking pressure switch. I don't know if that's turned on or not. But we've got broken windows, pimples. This house has definitely been broken. Like, seriously messed up. So I can see straight away, no point in me trying to attack this. Got loads of indicator lights. Windows. Lots of windows, in fact. Loads of indicator lights. Power trapdoor. Power trapdoor. Let's actually see. Is this going to receive power? I can't imagine. A clubbed cat. Can you imagine that? Oh, no, the door's broken. Okay, so sticking pressure switch, when you step on that, it's going to do nothing because the power can't go anyway. However, down here, this power is sent down. There's a clubbed pit bull. It's dead. Okay. So, basically you need to get the power sent out here. But the Pitbull's been killed, so you can just go in and turn these switches on and off as you please. Oh, I see. I see. You need that Pitbull to be alive in order to turn these on and off in the right sequence. At least that's what I'm imagining. I imagine you need the Pitbull to be able to move with you in the right order to turn these on and off in order to get all the way through. So, almost certainly not going to be worth trying unless all of these have been broken. I doubt they have been broken. Let's pop our head in anyway. Where were you? Damn it. I spent too long. No, it was you. Okay, let's just check your house out. There's loads of dogs up there. We're safe. Loads of dogs over yonder. Dead dog there. Well, I'm fairly sure that this whole system is now broken. I'm absolutely certain of this. We would need to pass power through. Yeah. There's no point in us really playing around with this one. We can just leave. But this is the power of blueprints. You can literally see whether there's any point in going to the house to begin with or not. And if you're not confident that you can fix it, or rather that you can solve it, based on your observation of the blueprint, you wouldn't bother, or at least I wouldn't bother. So, like I said, I'm wondering if there's still really a game here, or whether it's just a place now for clever people to come along and showcase their clever trap. You know, it'll take a little while. Oh, that's just wrong. Oh, another thing that's been added is animals can no longer step onto the welcome mat. So you're not going to see any of those cases where the moment you enter the area, there's a dog there because someone got killed by the dog earlier and it moved onto the tile with them. You're not going to have to worry about that, which is nice. Now, let's see. This room is... Okay, lots of powered pits that are powered by a magic dance. So, this is a chihuahua. The moment you enter, the chihuahua is going to step down, turn that on. There's a window there. There's lots of windows, in fact. So it is literally a magic dance. This one would be a fairly easy one to puzzle through, given enough time. And that's probably why it doesn't have much money. Wow. Really? Oh, she must be dead. That's kind of sad. But yes, you would literally just have to calculate where it would be at any one point. By here, it would be there. These two would be off. You'd step up there. This one would be off. Step there would be on. Step there would be on. Step there would be on. Step there would be off. Step there, it would be off. Step back up, on. Back down, on. And so on and so forth, all the way through the sequence. Very, very easily solved. Now we have the blueprints. So we're not going to bother with that one. Let's see if we can find one that looks interesting, but you know, still solvable, hasn't been broken, but wouldn't take me like 10 minutes to try and work out how to do it. Dean Herbert Leon, and the family has been sacrificed. You monster! Right, the Chihuahua's going to start up here. This is right, cat. So. Again, another magic dance. Basically, these are probably going to replace the toggle traps. So you would effectively need that one starts off. You'd need to do the magic. Well, no, actually, I don't know. So wooden wall. If we were to come down here, the cat would just leg it all the way up there, turning that one on, that one off. Oh, if any of these are on, it will break the system. How on earth would you manage the cat then? That one would be hard. Off, on, no, start on. Right, this is partially solved. I think, anyway. Sorry about that. Yeah, that one, again, didn't look like it would be very fun to try and puzzle through. Let's have a look at some of the more expensive ones. Anton William Rockwood. Okay, looks a little bit promising. Family's safe. I always like to see this. Cat, Chihuahua, Pitbulls. Okay, you need to be on the move the moment you come out of this door. And there are a lot of things you need to press. Lots of switches. That's an electric floor. Okay, it's dead. These are all off. Okay, that's quite interesting, actually. That, however, is not off. You are dead. So... that's... oh, Wait. Oh, they start on. Are these off then? Yeah. Oh, okay. These all start on, so you're not going to be able to turn those off. I would hope. But we're going to need power to come in from somewhere over here first. So that needs to be on, which it is. This needs to be turned on properly, which it is. That probably needs to be turned. Ah, right, it's okay. So if that gets turned on, I imagine that that will break, and that will make this system unsolvable. So you basically just need to turn this and that on, I think. No, you need to keep those turned off. It looks like perhaps you need to use the dogs in some way. I'm not sure. We can try this out. I mean, this is more or less a throwaway character, so we can explore a bit. We'll try this. So if we turn that on, that shouldn't... Oh, that'll block that. So we need these power trapdoors to be turned on to start with. Oh, actually no. If that is turned on, then that... interesting. Let's try and puzzle this through. So we need to come in. Hopefully the cats will block the Chihuahua and the pit bulls from moving. That needs to stay off. Then that is turned on by default, which should mean that this will keep those powered, I think. Let's see. Oh, wait. Damn it. Was that the right house? Oh, okay. So someone's already robbed you. And there's a pit bull. Ah, that's annoying. I just worked it out as well. Okay, well, it seems you've got to act quickly if you want to rob a house. Oh, okay. I accept. Hello. Goodbye, family. Well, that was nice and easy, and my family isn't dead yet, which is actually phenomenally good. I'm gonna add a smiley face. Let's make it a little bit of a bigger smiley face. Though this now looks like a freakishly large smiley face. Nevertheless, we're gonna add a smiley face, and we're gonna put the vault there, and we're gonna add a little bit more to the heart, because you know, may as well while we've got the chance. Hopefully, people are not robbing me because they think, oh wow, this is a family that cares for each other, that really would be quite upset if their children got murdered. So we're going to leave them alone. Well done to you for making a heart and putting your family in a little vault. Hopefully that's what they're thinking. I know it's not, but nevertheless, I hope that it is. Let's get in there. Past the smiley face and to the vault. Now, is there any point in trying you? Well, we could have a look at this one. They've got more money than you start with. Ooh. Okay. That's actually remarkably easy. So, I'm assuming that these are not broken. Very well, I accept. Yes, I accept. Let me rob. Hello, Pitbull up there. You do not have much time to react. And I think that's it. There we go. That was remarkably easy. Wow. Look at that money. I've robbed 2 houses. Oh, what I could have done with that money in the old pre-version 6 system. I can't, wow. The house would be a death trap. No one would ever have been able to rob me. It would have been perfect. The most awesome puzzle you could possibly imagine. Okay. Aha, one of these. And are they actually hooked up to any sort of power? Yes, yes they are. Okay. That one's not hooked up to power, but if this one were to be powered, then yeah, death. Death would ensue. Okay. So if I were to move there, you would turn that on. You are on a sticking pressure switch, which is not good for me. These ones really don't matter because they're not actually hooked up to anything. So stepping to the side, death. So it's either walking up or not. Ah, okay. I missed this one I was looking first. Damn you and your stupid doors, Christopher Norman. Or rather, not doors. Your pressure switches, Christopher Norman Doe. Right, well, I think that's enough of a demo of what the game is likely going to be like. I've only robbed 2 houses that were remarkably simple, unfortunately. So let's try and go out on a bang. We'll just pick a house. Oh my lord, I've picked a bad house. But give me a few moments, and I will give this a shot. I will almost certainly fail, or this house will go off the market before I'm done. Be right back. Well, I've puzzled over this for a couple of minutes, and I've come to the conclusion that it kind of already tripped state has made this completely impossible to solve. Unfortunately, a couple of these rotary switches need to change. Where are they? And they're just not going to, because these fried chihuahuas are not going to change them. Alas. Well, I don't want to keep this character, so Christopher Norman Doe, you may have my equipment. And, oh wait, I've come to the wrong house. Okay, well, you can kill me anyway. You can have my equipment. Do something good with it. I know you're not going to, because you let your family die, but, well, actually, I should have found a house where the family wasn't already murdered. I shall remember this for next time. The next time when I'm faced with the choice of where I want to die and not if I want to die. But I'm not going to make another robbery video. I don't believe it's going to be that interesting, given what I've seen of this one. So in the next episode, you will start to see me putting a house together. I might do a few episodes where I just build a house along with you guys and just upload them straight away, before going back to the system where I will do a house until that character dies, and then I will upload them all little by little over the next couple of days, just to play around a bit more with this and see where that takes us. But until the next episode, and as always, do take care.